So this is the pattern drawn out on the brass. It's not going to be easy to cut out because it's so long. This is the hand fret saw that I use most of the time, and it's not long enough to obviously swing that round if I'm working on that end, or that end. It just won't fit. The longest one I've got is that one, which is quite a bit longer, but it's still not long enough. Even if it was, you wouldn't be able to turn it around because your body's in the way. I do have a treadle fret saw, and that's got a much longer reach to it. So this is the treadle one, which has got a 19-inch reach. But again, the thing I'm cutting out is longer than that. The other problem is that you cut from this end, so I'd have to bring it round here, and I can't get my foot on the treadle and work this without my body getting in the way. I'm going to start and try and cut this bit off here, which will reduce the weight a bit, getting rid of all this. A bit more tension on that. I don't know how much use this blade's had, so I've put a new blade in. This is a number 3, it's a bit finer than the other one. I could actually turn the blade round and have it cut in from that direction, but I've got enough to cope with without using it in a way I've never used it before, so I'll stick with this and see how this blade does. Cutting better. So now I've cut it down to this point, it won't go any further because it won't go past the frame there. If I turn it round and start cutting from this side, when it gets to there, my body's in the way, so I'll have to keep moving around, and I've still got to be able to treadle. So it's probably going to be easier to use the hand frame and start from that end and just work my way around to here. I think this is a number 4 in here, but it feels sharp enough. Whilst I was using the hand frame, I cut this side out as well on this end, so now I'll cut this side out from here, work my way down, and that'll get that side done. Then I'll cut these out and make it a little bit lighter for when I'm working on that end. First blade to go. I think the best thing to do next is the head. If I cut this bit out first, it'll be quite weak. This gives me something to hold on to, give it a bit of support. That'll start bouncing around a lot more. I'm going to cut the middle pieces out first, because it's just going to be easier, hopefully. Everything's in the way. So I've cut the middle pieces out, and now I'll cut round the head and then finish off the rest. So that's that cut out. Went surprisingly well. Only broke 2 blades. Now the counterbalance on this needs to be heavier, and I'm going to do the same as I did on this one. So it's domed and filled with lead. Not sure how it was done, but I'm going to turn a couple of pieces of wood to make a former and anneal this and try and press it in there to get the basic shape. I have to work on it a bit more afterwards. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I'm going to use this bit of sycamore. It's had worm in it, but it's not live. But rather than throw it away, I'll use this. So they're the two pieces, just got a slight dome in them, same size as that, so hopefully that'll squash down and give me some shape. I don't think it needs a lot of lead in there, so it doesn't have to be that deep. This is already buckled up a bit in the heat. I just touched it a little bit on the side of the bench and it just bent very easily, so I'll try it cold and then maybe heat it up if it doesn't work so well. It's got a bit of a dome on it. That's actually not bad. In here I've got some bits from when I dismantled the family piano. Various springs from something, odds and sods. But I did have this bag of lead, and these were little weights. I think they're in the keys and various other places. So I'm going to see how much weight I need to balance this. Oh, that's too much. That's not far off. That's too much. Maybe the different sizes. That one's about there, a little bit too heavy but not much. So if melting that will fill that well. I've soft soldered a plate on the back in the centre there, which is the same as on the hour hand, just to stiffen it up. I put these extra tabs in at the top and the bottom just to give it a bit of extra support, so I'll cut round there, neaten that up, and that should be about it. Just drill a hole in the middle. I cleaned up the back of this because I didn't think it looked very good, because when I had the torch on it, it burnt the flux and it wouldn't work so well. So I cleaned it up, put more flux on and used the hot plate just to melt it again. It's not great, but it doesn't have as much lead in as that one did, you see, so it wouldn't go right to the edge. So it balances quite nicely. So that's finished now.